Earlier in the week, Todd Monken laid out the practice plan leading into the joint practice, leading into the game on Saturday. On Monday, it was a shells practice. Shedeur got the reps with the ones. Today is a full padded practice. Deshaun gets the reps with the one. Tomorrow, a shorts practice. Shedeur gets the reps with the ones, and then they'll split reps in the joint practice with Buffalo. Dustin, you see on the middle of the tweet there, shells, pads, and shorts. Can you give us a little explanation into what each of those practices really is and what teams are trying to accomplish and what's different between what they're trying to accomplish in each of those practice scenarios?
I mean, listen, shells is kind of a modified version of full pads. I mean, you're wearing everything but your pants. It's up tempo. You can still get the speed of the game in practice. You're still going to have a little bit of thud. You'll be able to wrap guys up. There'll be some contact. It's really, shells are important for the offensive line because when you don't go shells, you just go shorts. Those guys are just out there just, hand fighting. So you can't really have real contact up front. And that's where the physicality comes in with the shells. Like everybody else, for the most part, you're not getting tackled. Receivers aren't getting hit. They're not going to the ground. None of that's happening. And it's also like this crazy mindset that as players, we know, like when we're in shorts, as opposed to just the pants themselves that makes it full pads, the difference.
Yeah.
And it's like a subconscious thing that just, as a player who's done it since your Pee Wee football all the way through high school and college and to the pros, it's always kind of been that way.
Yeah.
And then you get to, obviously, a padded practice is going to be the closest thing you're going to see to a game. Depending on whether or not they go to the ground, if the period's going to be live, that's up to the coaching staff, and they decide, whether that period will be all the way to the ground or not. But that's going to be the closest simulation you're going to get to an actual game and the physicality of the game. And obviously, as I mentioned, the shorts is just going to be helmets and shorts. And you always know when you have that mindset of just the helmets, it's an easier practice. It's about being sharp. It's about being crisp. It's about, no balls on the ground. No players on the ground. Everyone stays up. The offensive linemen are just working on their technique. They're not really working on the physicality of the game. So that's sort of the breakdown of those three.
You're going to brother-in-law that.
Yeah, and for those out there who don't know the term brother-in-law in football, it means if Garrett and I were going up against each other, we're going to be cooperative.
Yeah,
we're not. No one's trying to win the drill.
Hey, listen, you ain't got no time, and we call them the Thursday and Friday All-Americans. Hey, bro, don't be ripping up field all aggressive, bro. You're reading off the cards, dog. You doing way too much, like, you know what I'm saying? So, and you are right. Like, for linemen, it's the same. Like, if we in shells, that means we still going full go. Like, it ain't full go, but it's, like you said, it's weird. It's full go, but not really. Because you're not going to do nothing to get your dude on the ground because like, hey, we ain't trying to get the legs involved. It's all upper body type thing. And it's this unwritten rule where you kind of condition to know what shell speed is. Yeah. Thud speed, with whether you want to thud somebody up and not take them to the ground, or you just start to know how, coaches always say, guys, you freshmen got to learn how to practice. Guys got to learn how to practice, right? They don't like guys slipping and falling. Keep your feet, be an athlete. You got a lot of stuff around. We don't know nobody getting hurt. But I think it sets up, this was pretty much an easy week. The thing that you look at it, if you take a look at it Monday, Shedeur with the shells, he did that because he has to still, if it's going to be a competition, he has to give him a semblance of actually guys moving around, doing something. So they put the shells on.
What's crazy about that is, like, when I was in Philadelphia, literally Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday would be one day. Because we would go shells in the morning, pads in the afternoon with a shorts practice for special teams in between. Wow. Like a 3 a day. Legitimate 3 a day. So I see that, and I'm like, God, these guys got to do
They owe y'all money. They owe y'all. Like, I'm going to just keep it real. They owe you, like, literally what they're doing
especially
now.
Considering we were making like $700 a week.
What they are doing now, and you had 4 preseason games.
That's what I'm saying.
And you had all the reps.
Go ask Doug Deacon. They played 6 preseason games in the 70s. Bro. It was barnstorming tours. They would play at like neutral sites in North Dakota. They'd go play a preseason football game.
Then it was like, I talked to my dad. He said, yo, listen, in the 70s.
I think my uncle played a game like in Japan, like an exhibition. This is like in the 70s.
I didn't know that.
And the water was a treat.
Yeah.
Like they're like, you guys ain't really doing that. Like they acted
Like
like
a 20-hour flight.
water
for
was
preseason.
like a thing. Like, hey, I'm gonna pass out.
Have a salt tablet.
Have a salt tablet.
Yep.
Do you know?
I'm too young for the salt tablet. But when I was a kid, all my uncles played, at a high level, Ohio State or in the pros, and they would talk about the salt tablets.
Salt all the time.
And now I'm not sponsored by these guys, but I just drink salt.
Yeah,
Stay salty, baby.
I just drank.
For
Shout out to Austin
for
Carr.
my electrolytes.
I think the salt tablets were actually around until Corey Stringer, wasn't it? Wasn't Corey Stringer?
Salt tablets are, essentially salt is good for you.
Yeah,
because
you
the
gotta get
sodium,
back.
you need in the
But
electrolytes.
if you-
Keep the electrolytes
But
going.
if you're big, it causes high blood pressure too. Like you got linemen that's
Fair enough.
360 pounds, your blood pressure is already beaten. Guys out there, but I will say this too. That's why I'm going out there to look on Thursday, because you can a lot of stuff when they doing these practices and these scrimmages. I learned that they started brother-in-law in these scrimmages like preseason games. I remember. I think I don't know who did it, but they came out and I remember they were like, hey, we're going to work on our no huddle.
Mm-hmm.
And Baker was the quarterback. And I think he came out against, it was either the Washington Commanders or a team. And I forget who the coach was. And they came out and said, listen, we're going to come out and all we want to work on is our 2-minute because we don't know if we're going to get them in that. And the Browns ran a 2-minute drill all the way down the field. And they was like, boom, boom, boom. Oh my gosh, this looks crazy. Did you see this? No. And then, but they had already talked to the coach like, yeah, we're going to do this. Hey, can y'all run this run this vanilla stuff? And then I'm like, oh yeah, they don't be, you know what? I got to go watch it in practice because in practice, they're not going to play that.
Yeah.
Somebody going to get in the fight.